at the... Oh my God, why?
Stop! Stop! He's already dead.
Before I begin, I just want to say that I'm sorry for the long delay, and I just procrastinated a bit. I was going through hard stuff, and I was not feeling it. And yeah, like I said, I was just procrastinated. Yeah, it is too late for me to do a video on it, but it's always better to be late than never. And since technically it's June 17th, not 19th, so technically, potentially, I still have a chance, but if I don't do this now, I will miss my chance. So I'm sorry for this long wait and this long delay. I was going through a lot of stuff, especially since there was a certain movie that I wanted to see on the big screen, but I missed it, and I vowed to never watch that said film at home until I see it on the big screen first. So I'm sorry for this whole long delay. Let's get this video going. There's always this thing called being the first. And when you are the first, sometimes you become the most influential. Though, that will soon be the case. Like, for example, you got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first ever animated film ever. There's Shrek, who is, well, not really the first DreamWorks film, but is the first ever animated film that won an Oscar for Best Animated Feature. And then you have Toy Story, the one that started it all. Yep, before Shrek, we got Toy Story, and it was very influential. Despite me being a Pixar fan, and I have mentioned a lot of Inside Out, it is strange that I should have mentioned Toy Story, but I didn't. But now I'm old enough, I'm licking your shoes, and now I'm finally get my chance to talk about it. Toy Story 5, the next Pixar movie in the Toy Story series. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. Before I got into the trailers of Toy Story 5, I'm going to give you a brief little history of my thoughts on the previous 4 films. The original Toy Story is what I consider to be not just one of the best film, but I consider it to be one of Pixar's best film. And it shows. They hit a home run at their first try. And because, well, they did try, and I appreciate that. Toy Story is what I consider to be one of Pixar's best films, period. And it still shows to this day. In fact, it is by far one of those films that could be the most influential out of the bunch. Toy Story 2. It's one of Pixar's best sequels, and in fact, it's still one of Pixar's best films out there because it has no right to be this good, and yet it still is. I consider Toy Story 2 to be one of Pixar's 2 best sequels. Well, I think it's Pixar's best sequel because, well, again, like it was the first film, they knocked it out of the park with this one. And I do think it deserves more attention, but it tends to get overshadowed. Why overshadowed? Toy Story 3, that film gets the honor to be the most favorite Pixar film of the bunch. I'm not really kidding that people love Toy Story 3. People loves it. In fact, I don't blame them. It's one of... Next to Toy Story 2, this is one of Pixar's best sequels, period. Does it beat Toy Story 2? Debatably, but the way how I see it, Toy Story 3 is on par with Toy Story 2. Both of them are good, but they will never beat the first film. That's all I'm going to say. And then you got Toy Story 4. And if Toy Story 3 is the best ending, this film came in and just straight up undid that. Undid it perfectly. Like, they just ruined a good film, and they just ruined the third film, and kind of make me wishes the third film was originally supposed to be the old version instead of what we got. I don't hate Toy Story 3, but Toy Story 4 makes me wish that we could have gotten the old version, because when looking at Toy Story 4, this this feels unnecessary, as it feels like an epilogue. Well, at the first half, but no, it just ruins the Toy Story franchise. This film is a perfect definition of an unnecessary film. Now, there are some people who already did their own trailer analysis way before me. And yes, I will admit, I screwed it up, but I'm sucking it up right now, making it up like I just said earlier. Yeah, even Sammy Claus the Sonic fan already did his own thoughts on Toy Story 5. But let's begin with my whole thoughts about it. So the premise here is that it's about toys versus technologies, where toys become outdated and technology is basically the new thing, replacing toys. And my thoughts is, exactly why didn't Toy Story Time Forgot already delve in that concept? Yeah, if you did watch Toy Story of That Time Forgot, you can see that Bonnie is playing video games with his friend? I don't remember, I haven't seen it in a long time, but you can see that Bonnie is playing a video game. Yeah. Even though they barely touch on that topic, don't you think, in theory, they should have tried something new? Like, tell your own stories, like that other Toy Story 5 video that I've seen. I'm sorry, anyways. The main character of Toy Story 5 is Jessie, which, honestly, I don't mind, but may I repeat, don't you think they already did that in Toy Story of Terror, where Jessie is the main character and she has a full-on arc is trying to overcome her phobia of enclosed spaces? Yeah, turns out I don't know, but she's now the leader, and hey, Woody came back to Bonnie's house. And yeah, take that, Toy Story 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spoil the ending of Toy Story 4 where Woody just straight up leaves Bonnie and now had to hang out with Bo Peep? I'm sorry, but I don't care. That film is so bad, it's not even worth earning my own respect. Anyways, if you've seen one of the old trailers, you can see one of the old one of those those advanced Buzz Lightyear toys where all of them has been abandoned by ships, and they say that they could be the main villains, but yeah, I don't think they're the main villains. They're just gonna be over confused. But who will be the main villain of this film? That title would belong to Lilypad, where Lilypad is, well, a tablet, and is frog theme. Yeah, and she says she's always listening 24/7, even though she's clearly wasn't listening before.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends, but then you had to ruin it. You're not even listening to me.
I'm always listening. See? Now look here. Me and the toys have been working.
According to the scene right here, this later proven the fact that all these technology buzzes are just confused. And see how Jessie is now the sheriff, thanks a lot Toy Story 4, and Woody still's not yet to get his bowstring back, and Buzz, well, I don't know if he has recovered from Toy Story 4. I don't know, and wait, where's Jessie's hat? Oh, come on, guys. Woody lost his hat in Toy Story 3. If that makes sense. He didn't lose it, but, it wasn't there, but... Guys, this doesn't feel right, Donkey. But... we can see that Buzz is saying, you don't think I can do it. Indicating that Buzz have not yet... is slowly reverting back to his old self, but not by much, because, well... Woody wants to do this alone, but you know how the Pixar crew is, and of course, earlier in the scene, according to the Bonnie Playtime scene, we get to see the whole stylized look, where Pixar is leaning to more stylization. Pretty coincidental since... Wait. Is that gonna be the style for Pixar's next film after Toy Story 5?
Inject me right now! Come on, kill me! I don't want to wait to die! Just go! Hey! What are you doing?
Just had to stick you. was a joke, Rachel.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, people, that if I ever made that joke. I just wanted to do it ever since, well, I discovered the first trailer. But don't worry, my thoughts on Gato will be released sometime soon. But until then, let's continue forward. In one of the other trailers, being the final trailer, we can actually see Jessie being on a farm with a bunch of horses. In fact, one of the scenes actually showed us where she was riding a horse. And yeah, this basically tells me that this is a Jessie-centric movie, if it wasn't already obvious enough. But there is one more topic that I have to explain. This is the 5th Toy Story film. What's so important about this being the 5th Toy Story film? Well, remember Ice Age? You know, the animated film franchise about prehistoric animals in, well, the Ice Age? It's coming back next year. But let me take you back, all the way back in 2016. Back in 2016, Blue Sky Studios, rest in peace, has released the 5th Ice Age film, Ice Age Collision Course. And it was bad, like really bad. So bad, in fact, that a few movies later that wouldn't reach the same success as the other previous films, Blue Sky Studios sadly died. If you see here their lineup, they made not one, not two, not three, but five Ice Age films. And honestly, they should have stopped at 3. Actually, I think, according to Who, I think after that film, it should have been Rio instead of another Ice Age film. Don't you agree? Because, well, they can't let go of Ice Age, and look what happened to them. Look, I don't think Pixar will end up in the same fate as Blue Sky because, well, I don't think it's very likely. But honestly, if I was Pixar, I better leave. It's best to quit. Well, end Toy Story while they're ahead, because otherwise, this right here is gonna happen when they're not careful. But am I excited for this film? You could say that, but I don't know. I'm just really hoping that this is a finale of Toy Story, because I hope what Andrew said. What Andrew said right there. I just hope that this could be the final hurrah for the Toy Story game, because it's always best to end. Because, well, if SMG4 ever told me something,
All those happy memories, they were special because they became memories. Mario doesn't want things to end, but maybe that's what makes them matter. If life went on forever, none of it would mean anything. All good things must come to an end.
You hear that? It's always best to end something if you want to become a memory. All good things should come to an end. And here's hoping that Toy Story 5 should come to an end. Yeah. So that's all I have to say about my trailer thoughts. I know it doesn't have to add anything new to this whole trailer discussion, but hey, I don't want to miss my chance. And I'm not missing my chance. So that's all I gotta say about my thoughts on the trailers. What do you think about this video? And if you like this video, why not consider subscribing to me? It would really help me a lot. And you should share my channel to everyone so they can get more exposures, because, well, I really need it. This is Jim TD. I bid you all farewell.